Let's welcome Franchesca D'Amore. Her vision is to extend education and support on behalf of the homeless, the arts, and the LGBTQ plus community. Currently a proud board member of Safe Schools South Florida and the former board member of the Hollywood LGBTQ plus Council. Those people, they're the ones who brought you My Hollywood Pride, and it was incredible. She's also the entertainment consultant for My Hollywood Pride 2023. It's gonna be here before you know it. A quote from her that I love, quote, "If I can inspire even one person to boldly live their truth, my job is done, period."
Period.
Good evening, Franchesca. Good
you
morning,
doing, girl?
Francesca. I don't even know what day it is. I'm so sorry. How
Girl,
are
you're
you,
more
Mama?
jacked up than I am. Did you have more coffee?
Girl.
I had 3 cups.
Girl,
That's how I'm here.
See, so Cubans have this coffee. It's called a colada, right?
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
basically is like espresso, and it's like 3 espressos in one. And they give you these little cups. I don't know why they give you those little cups. They give you them to share, supposedly. I throw those cups away, okay? I don't share my colada
just
with
do the
nobody.
colada.
To the face, Francesca,
I'm
like
an
that.
espresso girl, so,
Ooh, so
I
you
do
know.
like 3 or 4 pods of Nespresso in the morning just to function. I'm
Yeah.
a coffee girl, so
Ooh.
yeah.
Now, with no disrespect, because I never
Yeah.
want to disrespect you, because I love what you do for our community, and we're going to get into that now. Your boobs look amazing.
Don't they though?
I
Just for you, darling.
Oh
Just
my
for
God,
you.
thank you. Like
Just
all
for you.
my little lesbian like porn thoughts are just going crazy right now. Anyway,
awesome.
and
You're
look, even
awesome.
even Luna's like, yeah, Francesca's hot.
First time I've ever been in bed with the boobs out like this for a media
Ooh.
interview. So this is exciting as
You know,
hell.
we
This
do
is
things,
awesome.
We do things a little different.
I love that.
The FayWhat
Instead
show.
of stodgy, same old, same old.
I mean, you know, it's like, hey, we're just girls chilling in bed together.
That's it.
No, if it turns into
I've heard
sex,
that
it
one
turns into
before,
sex,
but
you know.
right?
So I love Safe Schools, okay?
Yeah.
I love Scott Galvin. He is just an incredible dude. I
He's
live in
my
North
heart.
Miami. I live in
Okay.
North Miami, so, you know, him and the whole team over there, including
Tom
yourself.
Lander.
Tom, oh,
Yeah.
that gentleman.
Citizen Jane, everybody.
That gentleman,
Liz.
he, you know, with such a role, what is his role? Excuse me, what is
He's
Tom's?
the chairperson.
Okay, so he's the head honcho over
Oh,
at
yeah.
Safe Schools,
Yeah.
and you see him at every booth in every organizational event that's going on. He is there at the front lines
Oh.
doing it. Tell our viewers what Safe Schools is all about.
So Safe Schools, we've been around for 31 years, and we're basically educators working with educators in the school system. We do a lot of training with teachers on LGBTQ plus issues, and then we work a lot with gay straight alliances. We have Diversity Day, we have Leadership Day. This year we're giving out 3 scholarships.
Nice.
Which is good. Since Tom has been on board, things have shifted, and then with COVID, and then now with the Don't Say Gay bill, law, should I say.
Yeah, it
things
hurts.
are shifting, and, you know, we'll see what the next year brings us. We're actually having a board meeting soon to figure out how we can really make an impact in the upcoming school year, because we
Wow.
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
We don't know.
and what you've prepared for is not what now is going to be
Right.
law, so to speak. You know,
Exactly.
so like, do we even know those gay straight alliances, all those organizations that did that, that the schools have? Where will they still be able to be had with the
Right.
Don't Say Gay law passed now? So we're not even, we're very in unsure territories right now.
We are, and the wording in the law is very ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just K through 3, it could be anything through 12th grade. So we're going to do our best to fight for our youth, and our youth is so amazing.
It really is.
I love our youth. They
They inspire.
they teach me they can teach us old ladies some really good stuff.
Yes, they could.
They're awesome.
Yes,
Yeah,
they could. Yeah, the children are incredible, and they're not as scared as we are. You know, they're
Right.
ready to fight, and you know, and those rallies that Safe Schools put together when Don't
Yeah.
Say Gay exploded was just, you can tell how invested the children were.
They are. We went up to Tallahassee with the kids to speak to all the representatives, and inspiring, that's the word you used, and they are. They just go for it.
What other organizations do you work with? Because I mean, Safe Schools is enough. Like, that's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
going on there, but you also work with other organizations.
So I was on the Hollywood LGBTQ plus Council for 2 years, and I was the entertainment director for the inaugural My Hollywood Pride, and it really was amazing. It was such a great experience to work with everybody in the community. This year I'm going to be the entertainment consulting, meaning I'll do pretty much the same thing I did last year. And as far as entertainment, I wanted to make sure that the L, the B, the G, and the T are represented at my Hollywood Pride. I know you had interviewed Karina Iglesias.
Yes.
Her and I go way back, and I was so excited that she said, yes, I'll kick it off.
And what a talent Karina is. Oh my God.
so
Karina is
amazing.
such a beautiful and just a wonderful representation. You know, she came out as non-binary on our show. And
Yeah.
I mean, her representation is just full circle. She's a wonderful parent. You know, her and
she's
her
great.
partner have a beautiful child. And, you know, let's not even get started on her talent. You know, she blew me away at
Mad.
my Hollywood Pride.
Mad talent, yeah.
What do you think about somebody who says we have too many prides already? Why add another pride to the mix?
We can't have too many prides. What I love about my Hollywood Pride, I live in Hollywood and I've worked in Hollywood for years. And I think it's important to let people in the neighborhood, let the other Hollywooders know that the LGBTQ plus is there and we're proud. And it's a good way to merge communities because it's very family friendly.
It really is. And
all
but there's a
people
lot of
come.
us, but there's a lot of us there in Hollywood, though.
are.
I mean, you
There
are probably
are.
like my 10th friend that lives in Hollywood.
I
LGBT
love
is.
Hollywood, yeah.
And it's
there's a
just so
big
beautiful.
community. I like Hollywood. Anything goes. You know, fly your freak flag. That's Hollywood.
Well, so last year was your inaugural. It was my Hollywood Pride's first year, and
Right.
I was blessed to be there, and I loved it from the brunch beforehand all the way to
Right.
the nighttime when our own Damian Lenore was performing there. You had Velvet performing there. You had so many entertainers. I felt that you really did do your job well. So thank you
Thanks.
so much for that, Franchesca. I felt
you.
that everybody was represented there. And now, how do you do that to the next level this year? Like,
Well-
what did you learn from last year?
Actually, I was pretty pleased with last year. There were some things that we will be changing this year, but I did like the representation. I also made sure to include a straight band as well, because we want to invite all people. We want to be inclusive of all communities, and they're allies. So we have to let our allies as well perform and as well be present. So the
That's true.
LGBTQ, everything was represented. So this year I'm going to do the same.
You're going to add more allyship to it. And, you know,
Some allyship,
I mean,
sure.
we all know this. We can't do anything that we're doing without our allies. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, most of the time they don't even listen to us until there's
No.
an ally there present, you know, to speak on our behalf.
Sure.
Do you sometimes do you get frustrated and have to like incorporate your alter ego into this? I know you have an alter ego.
I sure do. So my alter ego, her name is Miss Finesse.
Miss Finesse,
And,
okay.
Oh my God, she's a real bruja. So I try not to let her out too often these days because she gets me into trouble.
Does she really? But I mean, there's some good trouble too.
Yeah. No, Miss Finesse has been great. As Miss Finesse, I interviewed a lot of A-listers on red carpets.
Nice.
My first interview was 50 Cent, and I was just like, oh my God. So he's going down all the media, and my segment is called Living Large with Miss Finesse, and he just loved me, and we broke down barriers, and he kept on calling me Miss Fitness. So I don't know, my legs are pretty strong.
They are
so-
pretty strong. You got to see this girl's legs.
Yeah,
Like, they're
yeah.
on point. And for 50 Cent to tell you, and that probably was like during the time when he was really into like fitness and all that.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
was scoping out those
He
legs of
was.
yours.
Yeah, these legs, these gams get me in trouble.
Oh, were you at that moment when you were interviewing 50 Cent, were you like scared at all? I mean, LGBTQ, Black community, hip hop, like there's a big division there sometimes. I mean, I know that Lil Nas X is like
Yeah.
really helping bridge that.
Yeah. I was nervous, and you know, as a journalist, you do research on people you're going to interview. So I did the research on him, and he did the song called Fat Bitches. So he comes up to mic, and I go to the mic, and I go, now, I know you wrote that song Fat Bitches about me, right? Oh my God, everything just like, he just laughed, and then I asked a poignant question, and before I knew it, it was a great interview. So you've got to incorporate laughter, and you've got to make people you know, like you do.
Yeah.
You make me feel welcome.
Oh, you
I'm
make
learning
me
from
feel welcome. You make
so
me feel
that's
welcome.
what we do.
We've been on we did a Queer News Tonight back in the day when
Yeah.
with Todd Delmay when he had
Yeah.
first announced that he was running. We need more
excited.
Todds.
We do.
We really do. Like, how do we do that? Like, how do we get people out there to run and represent like Todd does?
We do have a couple of representatives, you know, throughout Florida, And we just need more, you
Yeah.
know, so our voices could be stronger. And stronger on all issues, not just LGBTQ plus issues, because a representative has to represent everybody. And that's also why allyship is important.
Yeah, yeah. Do you get frustrated sometimes where you work with Safe Schools, you work with other organizations, and all these organizations are there to support LGBTQ? Are there moments that you see, like I was just mentioning to a coworker that, like, you know, we tell stories about all this hate towards our community, and T has been the main target on these Republicans' minds, you know? I mean, Tucker Carlson can't do a show without mentioning the transgender community, you know? Does that ever make you go, man, we're never going to win this fight, we're never gonna get ahead?
You know, I started transitioning 9 years ago, and I decided to transition at a time where I felt it was safe to transition for me personally, and I was ready.
Yeah.
So I transitioned later in life. I feel that now things are very scary, you know, and as a trans woman, I do walk, you know, looking over my shoulder at all
Yeah.
times because you have to. I worry about our kids so much, though, you know,
course.
because they're just getting such a bad rap, and there's all these old cases going around where people are like, oh, kids aren't really trans. But there was just a study at Princeton, it was a 3-year study that showed that kids between, I think it was 7 and 12, after 3 years, out of 300 kids, only one detransitioned. So we should be looking at the new
We should be looking
data.
at that, or getting more data, getting the
Yeah.
science out there to show that
Exactly.
is, you know, the Trumps of the world will take that one case and blow it really out of proportion when it's one case.
Yeah. Well, I actually bought into that case a little bit myself when I was, you know,
How so?
doing research.
Uh-huh.
Because that's all that was out there. So I didn't buy into it, but it
Yeah.
really was in my mind for a long time. And then kids educated me, you know, because they have the life that we never had when we
Yeah.
were kids. And I love that.
That
I
fluidity, that
love that.
that just, this is who I am, okay?
Yeah,
You know, and then the
yeah.
rest of the world is telling them not to be who they are.
I know,
it's-
and that sucks. That they should just be who they are, you know?
As a woman living the trans experience, Franchesca,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do you think that the rest of the acronym is supporting the T? Do you think that the L, the G, the B is doing enough?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
And that's why I try to make myself visible as much as I can within the community.
Yeah.
I think educating and unity needs to happen within our community.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me sad, you know, because the T is always at the back of the bus, always.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's taken a long time for the L and the G to even get in the front of the
Right,
bus.
right,
And these
right.
people act like T, like we just invented it. Like we just can't, oh, let's try
No.
something new, and that's not the case.
it's not the case. And, you know, I do have faith that it's all going to come together. But I'm so proud of, you know, our local transgender community, trans inclusive.
Yes,
you
Morgan
know, all-
Mayfair and the Mayfairs are incredible. Yeah,
Of course.
Transsocial.
Transsocial. Just everybody's really doing their work,
Yeah.
and it's work.
And it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to face the world when you're a trans person.
Yeah.
Especially when you're out and you're talking about your transness. It's one thing if you're just kind of like trying to blend into the world and living your life. And there's a time and place for that too.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a lot to
It's a
push
lot.
through that. And then to talk about issues that affect you directly, especially safety.
Yeah.
Health issues, safety issues, no access to medical programs. When you do have access, I had some horrible stories when I went through my surgeries, you know?
Yeah.
And these are at institutions you think would be more intelligent than that. And I was shocked. I was truly shocked.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories, and
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I give such applause to the medical organizations that we have that, you know, that are there for our LGBTQ plus community, because I mean, some of the stories, you know, the reality is, Franchesca, is that I'm passable. If I don't tell people I'm gay, they don't know it, okay?
Sure.
And people don't appreciate that. They don't know how easier it
Right.
could be, you know?
Right.
So I need to share my story, keep on spewing and screaming that, you know, women are women, period,
Right.
and hope that one person hears me and changes their mind and their attitude about it.
I see a future where words like I've been clocked or I'm passable are no longer, because I see a world in the future where trans people, we just embrace our transness. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we're
You
not
know?
there. But we're not there yet.
It's
you
gonna
know?
take a long time.
My sister is a woman of trans experience, and she says to me, you know, when it gets to the point that I go to Wilton Manors and go to a bar and somebody doesn't try to tip me or tell me when I'm going to go on stage, then I think that we've made some progress.
Yeah,
And she's got a point.
yeah, that's true.
What should I be doing? What should the other letters of the acronym be doing for the team?
Well, I know you particularly are really supportive of the trans community.
I have to be.
And I appreciate, I always see how genteel you are and how real you are.
And I'm still learning.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I make mistakes all the time. And I'm the
Sure.
first one to ask someone like you or ask
Right.
somebody else and be like, okay, is this correct? What can I do? What can I say different? Because I want you to be reflected in the manner that you deserve to be.
Right. And, you know, maybe that's something we should start out with, you know, within organizations, actually have trainings in LGBTQ organizations. Because I find that a lot of people don't understand the difference between a drag queen and a trans woman in our own community. And the verbiage gets really lost,
Yeah.
you know?
It gets muddled.
It gets muddled, and then people ask inappropriate questions like, oh, what was your name before? That's a big I can't tell you how many people have asked me that. And then I have to school them and tell them, you know, that puts a trans person into dysphoria, into anxiety.
Yeah.
Because
They call it a dead name for a reason,
it's called,
Francesca.
and
because
they say dead name. What is your dead name? I'm like, are you serious?
it's like we're in 2022 and you really just asked me that? Like, are you serious? Mhm.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it's like when me and my wife are out somewhere and someone goes, hey, so who's the boy and who's the girl?
yeah, same
Really?
thing. It's
So education is the key. I think that that's just the
Education.
way that we have to.
Yeah, but I'm seeing more trans faces in all the different organizations, you know, higher up on boards and have a lot of visibility.
Yes,
So
Tatiana. I mean,
yeah,
oh God, I mean, these women that are out there representing us like yourself
Yeah.
have to put up with so much BS, and
Yeah.
yet they're showing face every single time.
So we're dealing with trans issues and then woman issues,
Yeah.
which is like, wow, second-class citizen stuff, huh? It's not
Welcome.
easy.
It's not
Yeah,
easy, and
it's
we've
not
been there
easy.
forever. But how do you
not
feel when
easy.
even the women are not supporting you? I interviewed a couple of lesbians when I first started the FayWhat show, and I was freaking blown away, Francesca. I was floored when one of the women had told me that they had events where they chose not to include trans women. In my mind, women are
Women are
women.
women.
That's
Sure.
it, period. There is no,
Sure.
that's it. If I'm gonna have a women's weekend, hey, Francesca, wanna go? Like, it just would be what it is.
Yeah.
We haven't come that far then.
I'm very lucky to have friends of all types, and my lesbian girls support me 1,000%. I'm a woman, period, and they come and fix things in my house. Only because I suck at that kind of stuff.
Listen, me too. Those lesbians, they know how to put IKEA furniture together. Like, I don't get
They
it.
got
I don't either.
drills, they put all sorts of stuff, like
Yeah.
paintings, it's great.
They
So,
look good with work belts.
Oh,
yeah.
they actually
That's
look really hot.
That's another porn that I have
That's
going on. but
hot.
Anyway.
That's some hot stuff, yeah.
Francesca, where can we see you in the future? What are you working on? What should we be supporting you in?
So right now I'm doing the My Hollywood Pride for 2023, so that's what's coming up. And
Will you be doing some hosting duties? I always enjoy watching you on stage.
no, I'm gonna leave that to Velvet Lenore.
Velvet is a badass.
I was so happy she agreed to, you know, being the hostess again.
That girl's
And
she's in demand. She's
she is.
everywhere.
And I gotta give a shout out to her. You know, when we first started talking, I had time slots and I'm like, I need this, and I'm looking for this kind of girl. And she was so great at getting her crew together, and she was perfection. And I just love working with other people where I don't like to micromanage people. I think people do best when they're respected and they do their thing.
They do their job. This is your job. You're gonna
Yeah.
entertain. Here, I'm gonna give you
Exactly.
an open forum. Do what you want to do and make me proud.
So I'm doing that, a lot of stuff with Safe School South Florida. It seems like that's been my focus and will continue to be my focus.
We need you there.
Yeah, especially over the next school year. We don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm there for it.
And you're there for it, girl.
I'm totally there for it. Boobs and all.
Boobs and all. That espresso's gonna get you there.
Absolutely.
Nothing some espresso, 5-hour energy, and a shot of vodka won't help.
That's it.
That's all you
it.
need.
You got it.
Thank you so much for being on my
Thank
show
you.
today, Franchesca.
I love you so much.
No,
for
Mama,
real.
like,
for real. I really do.
it means a lot coming from you.
You're
It really
awesome.
does. You
You're
know,
so awesome.
I'm just trying to follow you, and I'm just trying to be. You know, I just want you to know that, like, I worship you. You know,
Aw,
like
you're sweet.
You're just such an inspiration. You know, and you keep on going, and you keep on going, and something else gets thrown at you, and you're like, all right, let's fight.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Where's the armor? You
Yeah.
know? And these are the people that you need to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
These are the people that are going to get us to that next level, that'll get to the point where it won't be passable. It won't be, you know, discrimination. It'll just be we're all together, unified.
And we own it.
And we
and
own
we're
it.
proud of who we are. We don't have to fit into somebody else's box. Why jump from one box to another? Just be yourself. You're enough.
You're enough. You heard it
You're
yourself.
enough. You're enough. You're enough. I'm enough. You're enough. We're all enough.
Thank you, Miss Franchesca D'Amore.
D'Amore.
D'Amore. Make sure that you follow her on all social media platforms, and we got to have you back on the show sometime. Yeah?
I'd love
you
to.
and your beautiful boobs.
Woo! It would be my honor.
Thank you, Mama. Mwah.
Love you.
Thank you, Franchesca, for joining me. I love you, girl. So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started.